Hi, everybody.
I suppose they wonder why we answer this. I praise you in advance. Praise you in advance. I never see you over.
Hi, everyone.
I don't see where you did bless, but I don't say you go to bless me. All the people with the tribe, best to ever bow, we are part of the company. I got in advance. I praise you in advance. Praise you in
Hello, hello. Hi, Miss Sheila. How are you? Come on in, come on in. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, everyone. Yep, it's been it's been a week. Oh Lord, have mercy. God knows it's been a week. It's been you know how you have one of those weeks where I'm telling you, yes, Miss Gill, you gotta praise, some title is praise him in advance. Is it Kenny Corey? Yes. It's been a week. But you gotta still praise him. Hey. Hi everyone. Come on in. Let's talk immigration. Well, tomorrow's Friday. Well, it doesn't really make any difference anyway. But is anybody else does anyone else you're welcome have kids? Do y'all know that kids are going on spring break? Well, at least in the South. Because just to tell you how much because when it comes to my kids, I'm always like, okay, I try to be on point, like I know what's going on. No, I do know what's going on, but talking about what's going on, I have to say their grades. But I got home, I'm like, hey, why y'all playing? You're not getting ready for school tomorrow. And they go, there's no school tomorrow. Why? It's spring break. Huh? Like, I know next week is spring break, but I didn't know they started like the Friday before. I'm like, since when did you guys take Friday off? Like, y'all don't even have jobs, don't do nothing. You go to school and then they give you a day off. They give you a day off for going on the spring break. I don't get it. But anyway, it's spring break around here. So yeah. Hi everyone. This is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 Online immigration attorney based in Alabama, good old Alabama, sweet home Alabama. Representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Got an immigration case. It's a case type that our firm handles that we can and do represent you. Reminder, if you are someone who's been looking into H1B petitions and all that, H1B season, registration season is on till March 17, which is next week, Friday. So you want to get it in. I have a whole lot that I have to register. My sticky notes are in front of me. What to register for H1B Lottery. Fingers crossed. Hoping that at least I usually every year is usually about a 50-50 chance, and that's what it is. Thank you, Illinois Sanctuary. Thank you. And if you need to contact our office, court went well, Miss Gill. Chief. It's just that I was driving back from court to the office, and I had back-to-back meetings, and I was just thinking, like, how do I do this? Like, but for the grace and strength of God, because I know when I'm overwhelmed myself, and I started having that feeling this week. So for me, it's always time to recharge and just shut it down. And I don't know if y'all know that lawyers actually, I think it's the second, it's not the first or the second, one of the two, professional occupation where there's a high rate of mental illness, God forbid, I'm just telling you statistics, mental illness and suicide rate, because it's a high pressured job. It is high pressured, like y'all don't understand. And to the point where every single state bar actually have a month that they set aside as awareness month for members of the bar. Remind you to, in the state of Alabama, ours is going to be in May. It's in May is going to be our mental wellness month. Resources where who you can talk to, and other, just because it's a very stress. So I'm very in tune because I am someone who does not stop. I don't. I have crazy hours. Sometimes I'm up till 2 a.m. working on the case, and I have to be up, and I don't go to get bed till like 3, get 2 hours of sleep, and I'm up. Yeah. So I'm trying to dial that back because into our like, don't shame immigration practice. So, and I'm a full-time mother. So, but I thank God for strength. But the court went well. Can't complain. It's just it's time to dial it all the way back and spend time with my kids and just hit the reset button. And so spring break is a good time for that. But anyway, come on in. Once again, if you need to contact us, our number is 334-341-4475. You can also visit our website at 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. I see my last name Titus 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒕. She not relate to me or family, well, my ex-family. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕.com. You can also send an email to, thank you. You can also send a text to the same number, 334-341-4475. You can also email us to info@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕.com. All right, people, please subscribe to YouTube channel. Let's try to build that up and share information that helps. There's someone else who consulted with me last year. She just sent me a message today that she got a 10-year green card. And it's just always, one immigrant at a time. We're taking over, whether they like it or not. So please share this. Thank you, Illinois. info@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕.com. Let us know how we can help you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. It's @𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Thank you to you as well. We need to meet. I'm telling you, you just got sent. Okay, guess what, people? Tonight is all about questions. So let's get those questions answered. Come on in. Yes, Miss Abin, I will let her know. Let's get those questions answered. Come on in with your questions. Hi, Ms. Edwards. Come on in with your questions. That's what we're doing tonight. This is lawyer. You need to answer my question. No, that's what we're doing tonight. So put the questions up in the comment section, and I will try to get to all questions as much as I can. Oh, I told you guys on Friday, right? On Tuesday, that they are sending for those who have what's it called? Who have filed I-751 before the 4-year extension notice was sent. They're sending the about 2-year extension. The USCIS is sending 4 years notices, so we're getting a bunch of them. So be on the lookout for your 4-year notices from USCIS. Okay, let us go, people. Let us go. All right, I'm going to start. Yeah. The number is on the screen if you're on Facebook and YouTube, but TikTok, Instagram, 334-341-4475. All righty. So let's see. Question. Miguel, you got a question? What's your question? Put it in the comment section. Put it right there. Thank you for joining from YouTube and Facebook. I appreciate you guys. Okay. All right, let's put this on the screen. So that's a good question. Okay, so can VAL get approved while you are in removal proceedings, or you'd have to get the court to close or dismiss the case first? So, Ndora, when you say can VAL get approved, A petition, the VA, it's the VA case is a petition. It's the VA petition is a standalone petition by itself. So VA is VA by itself. VA adjustment of status includes the I-485, 765, and all that. The petition itself can get approved whether or not you are in removal proceedings. So there's no problem. The petition doesn't depend on whether you're in removal proceedings or not. What will determine if you're able to adjust your status if you're in removal proceedings will be whether or not you're in removal proceedings. So if you file your VA petition as a standalone, that can be approved by itself, whether or not you are in removal proceedings. However, if you are in removal proceedings and you filed an adjustment of status application concurrently with your VA petition, then the VA petition will be approved, and it will be bifurcated in the sense of, because USCIS will no longer have jurisdiction over you because you are in removal proceedings, they will now administratively close your case and wait for you to either go to court and adjust your status in court, or have the removal proceedings terminated in court and then come back to USCIS to adjust your status. So I hope that answers the question. Okay. Let's see. What can I expect from secondary inspection questions with VA? What do you mean secondary inspection questions? You don't get, there's an interview with VA. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking me. Okay, Sunday says, I've had my green card interview for about a month now. I haven't heard from them. What can I do? Usually, the general rule is to give your CIs 120 days post your interview. So if it's just been a month, then you'll wait 120 days. Once you wait that, then you can make inquiries, follow up, or, that's what I would suggest for you to do. Okay, all righty. So that's that. If you file VA and 485 together and get approved for VA, will they use the date you file both when counting to issue you the green card? So if you're asking if your priority date, as long as it's the same priority date, then the priority date, the date you filed your 485 is your priority date, and that would be the controlling date to determine how you calculate how long it would take for them to issue your green card. So in a nutshell, yes, but as long as that's the date you're talking about. How does cancellation and removal work? They'll be in court, and there's regular cancellation and removal, and there's also VA cancellation and removal. So I don't know which one you're talking about, but what do you mean, how does it work? If you're eligible for it, you file a 42B in court. So I don't know how to answer that question because it's very, very generic. Secondary inspection when you travel with travel permit. Secondary inspection is almost synonymous with advanced parole. So for those who may be worried about, hey, am I going to get stopped? Yeah, it's, if you're not a green card holder, you don't have your citizenship, and you have an adjustment of status pending or whatever the case may be, you're traveling with advanced parole, it's almost always certain that you will be placed in secondary inspection, and usually just for them to verify that you have a pending case and that entitles or makes you eligible for the advanced parole you have, and they shouldn't stop. You shouldn't be there for too long. It can be worrisome, but as long as the only thing you have as far as inadmissibility ground is the unlawful presence, that's what the advanced parole is there to take care of, then you should be fine. If not, can't help you with that one. But listen, if I sound tired, is because I took a red eye back from Houston. I had immigration court hearing, so I'm functioning on 2 hours of sleep, and I had court this morning, so bear with me. It's look. That's why in my personal life, I don't do drama. I don't have any friend who has drama. Listen, I don't even have that many. I can count on one hand how many friends I have, by choice. I'm more about quality. Listen, to be in my life is and everybody should have that kind of standard. To be in my life is a privilege. If I'm in your life, it's a privilege that I'm in your life, and I cannot take that for granted. So because I have enough drama in my professional life, enough drama in my professional life. Like this morning, oh Lord, yeah, yeah. So anyway, so bear with me. I'm functioning of only 2 hours of sleep. Um, let's see. Okay, Inca. My expired card was collected when I got my I-551 stamp, and I just got another 48 months extension. That's what I was just saying earlier on. Can I travel with just the stamp and the extension letter alone? Um, Usually, I'm not. There's some places where they take your expired card from you. I'm not sure why they do that. Usually, I would say, have a copy of that with you, but the extension letter, the original and the stamp should suffice for you to travel, because the stamp is proof that you are a permanent resident, and you're still waiting for your 10-year green card. I got RFE based to my I-130, but yet I have approved. Do you think I should respond or let it go? It's not your place to respond to the I-130. That's your spouse's petition. You as a VAWA petitioner, you're not the same as the I-130 petitioner, so you don't respond to the I-130. And if you've already had the VAWA approved, what do you need the I-130 to be approved for? If you're already doing a self petition that's already been approved, what do you need the I-130 for? And it doesn't affect you; it's them that filed it. So if it's going to be denied, then that's on them. You already have an approved petition that is now the basis for your green card application. No question. Just saying thank you for all the immigration information you give out. I know so much, and I'm still learning more. Gracias. You're welcome. Thank you for thanking me. I think I know something. You're welcome, Olufemi. Okay. If you file both VAWA and asylum but get approved of VAWA, are you eligible for a traveling document? Uh, when you say traveling document, are you referring to advanced parole? Because if your asylum is still pending, then that's what you would have to file. Unless your asylum has been approved, then you have a refugee document to travel with. But if your VAWA has been approved and you filed an I-45, which makes you eligible or you have an advanced parole, then you can travel. But if your asylum is still pending, keep in mind that if you travel back to the country that you're seeking asylum from, that could raise a red flag. So just so you know, unless you're going to withdraw your asylum application completely based on the approval of your VAWA case. But I usually don't do that until the green card itself has been approved. Can I file VAWA if I have a removal BIA appeal pending? Generally, yes. Okay, you asked a question twice. I just answered it, so I don't need to answer it twice. I have a friend, and that's you. You are the friend. I already know. When people say I have a friend, yeah. Who was a derivative of an asylum case that was denied and placed in removal. Now the friend, which is you, is married to a U.S. citizen. Can they do the request to cancel removal while I-130 is pending? So you can't always ask, for prosecutorial discretion. Um, Sometimes they may be willing to grant that, but for the most part, those DHS attorneys that I've worked with, when it comes to an I-130, they prefer to have an approval first, for them to be inclined to agree to a motion to dismiss. Um, but you can always try. So especially if it's obviously being married to a U.S. citizen, it's a viable alternative to you being a viable option to adjusting your status. Now, friend slash you, hope you filed with your I-130. I hope you included a bona fide exemption, which is what you have to do if you file either an I-130 petition or a petition while you are in removal proceedings. If I file VAWA and the abuser is a green card holder, will it prevent them from getting U.S. citizenship? Generally, no, unless they do something separate from from the abuse case that is on them. But USCIS cannot use information from your VAWA case against them unless they do something on their own. I hope that makes sense. You're welcome. Good eye. No worries. Okay. All right. Let me go. Y'all can YouTube and Facebook. Okay. Y'all keep going. I will be back. Let's go. See that. Okay. All right. Let me go to it's question night. If you're just joining us, we are doing questions tonight. Get your questions answered. Let's see. Excuse me, people got to stretch. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? I got I-693 deficiency notice. How should I proceed? There's nothing for you to proceed. If you read the notice, y'all need to read the notice. I have people sign contract. I'm like, I'm one of them. Like, this is like I won't understand. Oh, you signed it and you initialed it. So, but the deficiency notice specifically tells you that we're just letting you know this is missing. If we schedule an interview, that reminds me. Let me email my client. Thank you for bringing that up. Get your medicals done. We have a medicals done. We have a for the interview date. We have an interview date coming up for interview date. First week in April. Interview date. Thank you for that question because I completely forgot. I just reminded myself to remind him. Okay. So it tells you if we schedule an interview, then that is your cue to bring it with you. If we do not schedule an interview, then we'll send you a request for evidence to send that in. So just wait for their prompt. I have a newborn. I want to adopt. Any advice? Sit down with a lawyer to figure out what the best option is for you. Ha 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 ha. How do I apply for a visa to your heart? I laugh because, oh Lord, listen. There's some things you just don't even want to take on in life. I'm one of those. You have peace in your life right now. Don't make your life a lot harder than it is. Just say it. Call the number again, please. 334-341-4475. 334-341-4475. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's what I just called it. No worries. Are you related to 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓? Who's 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓? Now you make me. I'm noticing like that. I don't know who that is, but I'm going to Google it. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. I've never heard of her. Oh, she's called Niger Oprah. That's all. That is impressive. So she's like a TV host. Okay. No, I'm not. I don't. This is a very first time actually hearing of her. But thank you, I guess. I kid you not. And my clients were there yesterday. I'm not really sure what it is about this hair style or the hair. I kid you guys not. we're living we're living a court in Houston yesterday, and this guy was across the road. I was talking to my clients and talking about everything that happened. And this guy literally stopped his truck and he was a man. Man, I was like, okay, what the hell did I do? And he goes, that hair is lit. It's like, my hair, like, how do you see it? I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. And then on my way, I sat next to this white guy, and I don't know what it is with white man and my hair. I'm telling you. And he kept staring to the point where I'm like, excuse you. Like, first of all, I'm tired. I am Nigerian. I have meaning I would say what's on my mind without any regard, because especially when I'm tired and hungry. Because I just can't get over this hair. As my dad would say, let sleeping dogs lie. Let me idea you joke someone playing together. Just just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. And it was, we talked at the point. I'm like, you know what? I'm so tired, and I'm just gonna move and sit in front because I need to stretch. I was like, what the heck is this here? Like, I don't know. If y'all know that it's happenstance, to be honest. I got my green card through marriage. Can I get my passport in 3 years? Oh, you can't get a passport without becoming a citizen first. So if you're asking if you're still married to your spouse, then you can file for your citizenship after 3 years as a green card holder. Can my boyfriend apply for B2 visa in Nigeria so we can get married in the States and file for spouse? Well, you cannot go to apply for a visitor visa just because you want to get married. That's not the intent of a temporary visitor visa. But he can always apply for a visitor visa. But I hope he doesn't get there and say, I want to use it to, I want to travel to get married to my girlfriend. How long do I have to wait after receiving Form I-797C notice of action? On what? 797C is notice of action for everything, but on what? Can I file I-45 for my spouse at the time I'm applying for my naturalization? You don't file I-45 for a spouse. The person files for them. If you're talking about filing an I for themselves, if you're talking about filing an I-130 for your spouse, that's different. But no one files an I-45 on behalf of someone else. That's something you file as an applicant for a green card. Okay. When are they doing interviews for children over 21 in Jamaica? I've been waiting 2 years now. I cannot tell you. My sister's priority date is June 21. I don't know what year. How do I know if she's current? Go to the Department of State and the visa bulletins, or you can just put in Google visa bulletin. April should be around the corner, coming out soon. But visa bulletin, and you should see if I'm assuming it's an F4 sibling category. That's taking like 200 years. It's the truth. Um, but the visa bulletin is how you know when she can apply, because it will tell you the date they're working on. Let's see. If I have travel documents and I have been granted asylum, can I travel to Canada or Mexico? Apply for your refugee document. You're welcome, Passing. I'm waiting for my interview. My mom filed for me. She's a green card holder, unmarried, child over 21. Okay. Is she reading the questions on here? That's exactly what I'm doing. If you are married in 2019 and in the US since 2020, when is the right time to apply for citizenship? You don't apply for citizenship, you apply to adjust your status, depending on if you're married to a citizen. Because if you're not married to a citizen, then you will not be able to adjust your status in the country if you have overstayed, which I think you have. Where are you located? My office is based in Alabama, but I represent immigration clients in all states. Lovely, Ewura. Thank you. Okay. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Can I apply for travel parole since I have already filed? Already filed what? Since you've already filed what? Can I apply for a working permit while my I-130 is pending? F1 married to green card holder. There is no, you can apply for a work authorization based on a pending I-130. There's no EAD category for an I-130. If you are, and I don't know when you apply, but if I'm not mistaken, I think right now, F2, let me pull it up real quick and I'll tell you. If y'all see my laptop, I got like, that's why I kill laptops real quick, because I got like 30 something browsers up, because I need to access everything I need to access like that. I need to put, I got my client's client portal where I can pull it up immediately. I never shut down my computer, and I know that's bad. I just never do. Okay, so F2A is current as we speak. So if you're looking to 𝒔𝒐𝒑𝒏𝒕, if you're looking to get a work permit, if you found an I-130 based on married to a green card holder, that is current. And what that means is you're able to file your I-485 green card application, which in turn makes you eligible to file a C9 category EAD. Advance parole by vow. I can go out and come in without problems. Disclaimer. General information. General information. As long as you don't have anything else outside of overstay, generally they should be fine. There are two tables on the page with F4. Yes. So if you read through it, you would know which one USCIS is using and which one the Department of State is using. My VAT was filed 2 years as of December, but still got a prima facie till July 4th. Is there any hope? Is there any hope for what? They're just telling you that they're still processing your case. Got to be hopeful. Got to stay hopeful. Angel Bella 6, thank you. Got to stay hopeful. Okay. Do you apply for citizenship after 3 or 5 years of receiving a green card or time green card was filed? Citizenship is applied for depending on how long you have been a green card holder. If you're married to a citizen, then you must have been a green card holder for at least 3 years. So your green card is granted March 9, 2023. You cannot file for citizenship until 90 days before. It's going to be 3 years, which would be 2026. So about end of December 2025. If you're not married to a U.S. citizen, then you have to wait 5 years, meaning 5 years as a legal permanent resident. You've had your green card for 5 years. You can file 90 days before the 5th year anniversary. I'm over the age of 21. Can my citizen dad file an adjustment of status for me? Nobody files an adjustment of status for anyone. No one can file a 9485 for somebody else. You file an I-485 for you. What they can file is the underlying petition, which is the I-130 alien relative petition. So your citizen spouse can file for you, even though you're over the age of 21, because citizens can file for any child. But the question is, if you're in the country, will you be able to adjust? You're no longer immediate relative. So if you've overstayed, then you will have to leave the country when your priority date becomes current. Okay. Are you located in the U.S.? Yes. In Alabama. That's where we are located at. I have my green card and I want to file for my unmarried 26-year-old son. He's on B2 visa, is in the U.S. Well, you can file an I-130, but the unmarried 26-year-old, so 26-year-old unmarried falls under the F2B category. F2B is unmarried sons and daughters, 21 years older, permanent residents. So that is F2B. And F2B right now, they are working on cases received in 2015. That gives you an idea of how long it's taken. Okay. All right. Yeah. It is. It is taking that long. It is. Okay. Let's go back on Instagram. If you all haven't ordered, just tell how my mind works. Tell about to order meat pies and sausage. That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm hungry. Like I'm really hungry. Like, and I'm so looking forward to I've placed a second order. I tell you how good lick finger on the score on Instagram. Let me tell you how good the meat pie and puff and sausage. You know that you're obsessed or not, that you love that food when you get your ex-husband to also order. So I'm telling you, I sent him like, you gotta taste this. And he goes, how do I order? Like, I'll put you through. I'm not even kidding. That and I'm thinking of her meat pie and sausage roll. Like, so when she sent it and I sent, she goes, no, you don't have to heat everything up. You just take out what you need and put the rest in the freezer. I was like, I have boys. I'd say no more. I have boys. That meat pie was gone in 2 days. Meat pie and sausage roll. No, 3 days. Keep in mind, it came, and in between those 3 days, they went over to their dad's place and came back, and it was gone. Like the last meat man with their savers in the fridge will kill. This mama would sit down and even eat this, and even I went back to the fridge, it was gone. I was like, I be in your normal, you're down now. Because you don't have a life anymore. You can't put something, if you're not going to hide it, it's gone. But how are you going to hide something in the house where you pay the mortgage and nobody else that lives with you pays the mortgage? But yet they're the ones who eat all the food. But lick finger on the score. I'm telling y'all, you would not, you got to order her meat pie and sausage roll. There's nothing like Nigerian food. I'm telling you, it's going to be, I'll be in this country 21 years in July. I just don't know. I'm talking about the American food. I don't know how to. I'm a Nigerian woman, and my taste buds and taste palette is just too Nigerian not to eat Nigerian food. It's just not gonna work. Would you meat pie, Michelle? No, 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 no. We gotta eat it. Um, my daughter gave me that reminder yesterday. I should remember. I'm telling you, like the spring break, they take over. Like you're working for these kids. And they don't even work. Okay, my 18-year-old works. My 12-year-old high maintenance kid. We live. It's teacher's world, and we just live in it. Ah, well. Mm. Oh, you would think, but in for us, usually I don't think we've ever had any time where spring break has been combined with Easter. I know some schools do that, but for us, Mississippi, Alabama, usually there is a spring break, full 1 week spring break, and then they have the Friday and Monday for Easter. They just give them a whole lot of holiday, and we have to deal. It's like we want them to be in school so we can have time. Um, but the one thing I love about summertime is the custody arrangement we have. I actually drafted my custody arrangement with myself in mind because I needed to have a whole week to rewind and to recharge. So because I have primary custody of my kids school during school season. So summertime for me, it was very important that I have a whole week. So I'm actually 1 week on, 1 week off. And y'all, don't judge this mommy, but I always look forward to my 1 week off. I always look forward to it because I can just go anywhere. Like I just hop on a plane or just go or hang out with a friend. But last year I was engaged to be married. Thank Jesus I'm no longer engaged. Thank you, Lord. So this year I'm going to be spending summer as a single woman. But who knows? Tell them all. Just don't know. Let's see how it goes. Amen. Thank you. With the quick corn, my people, the little sanctuary. You know, right? Jeez. Okay, do you need to divorce your wife before filing for VAWA? No. I actually had a case that we got the C31. Listen, just to let you know how long it has been. So it was like, well, just help me put everything because I have a lady who comes and does all that for us. Like, just put it. But anyway, C31. A guy who had a C31 EAD sent today, but approval notice. He's still married. Actually, I think they just finished counseling, if I'm not mistaken. So there's nothing that says you have to divorce your spouse to file for VAWA. No. If I travel out of America for a visit, can my spouse file to deport me after getting my 10 years green card? The file cannot file to deport you. They can make a complaint, but if you already have your 10-year green card, I don't see how they will be able to do anything after that. What if someone gets denied with citizenship based on 3 years marriage? Can the person reapply or wait to use 5 years out of the 10 years green card? What is the reason? What was the reason why you were denied? That's where you need to start. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I have a case pending. My case was denied because of decree Nisi, and now the wife and Nigerian kids passed away in motor accident. Where is my stand? Because I refiled with the death certificate from. Yeah, that's what you would have to do. I mean, that's proof of termination of marriage there. So I had a medical RFE which is turned in for over 127 days. The letter says they wanted to close my case with September 30, 2022. I've not heard from you. It says, what can I do? That's not a straightforward question that can get a straightforward answer. There's got to be more to it. Word of the day: to be in my life is a privilege. I'm telling you, you've got to, because I've dealt with a lot. Sometimes I look back and I think of some things like, but for the grace of God, you get to a point in life where um, you have to be kind to yourself and treat yourself as the child of God that you are, as the gem that you are, and allow people with quality in your space, because people who don't have, it's easy to be brought down by people who don't have drive, motivation, ambition. um you've got to surround, the long-standing adage of saying, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. It's very, very real. But then you get to a point, because I think when I hit 40, and I'm going to be 45 in August, when I hit 40, I hit a reset button in my life where there are just some things I have zero tolerance for. It was a conscious, intentional decision. Like, I don't have, if you're negative around me, you're not going to be in my life. I don't have any space or tolerance for negativity. I just don't, because energy rubs off. And if you keep dwelling or keep interacting with someone who is always negative, it will rub off on you eventually. um so processing time for EAD, if you go to USCIS.gov for that processing times, you would find that, because it depends. It depends on what category you filed, depends on what service center is processing your case. So that's a resource for everybody. Is there an interview for VAD case? There's no interview for the VAD petition itself. How long does it take to process an I-360? That's it's an ever-changing processing time. But the one thing you guys should know is many people are beneficiaries of an I-130 that was filed on their behalf. You are able to recapture that priority date on your I-130 and ask them to transfer it to your VAD petition. That allows you to obtain or to secure an earlier priority date. That makes your case go faster. 2 of the cases we got approved last year were filed in 2021, and both of them actually had I-130s that they were beneficiaries of. So that actually makes a difference. If you're starting from scratch and you've never been a beneficiary of an I-130, then it could take upwards of 3 years just for the petition itself to be approved. Keep in mind, however, if the I-130, even if the I-130 has been denied or was denied or withdrawn or revoked, it doesn't matter. You're still by law allowed to keep that priority date. Can I go ahead and do my citizenship even though I have not received my 10 years green card, but I'm a resident for over 3 years? Um, have you filed your I-751, first of all? Want to ask about national interest waiver? What is your question on that? EAD taking 7 months. I can tell you that that's still way within normal person time. That it's not EADs are taking up was one year. Some people getting lucky to have it approved earlier, but that's what we're seeing. They denied my VOD case because they said they didn't see my request for evidence. I'm assuming response after USCIS proved that they delivered it. File a motion to reopen. Sent a question Instagram live. Where the hell is that? Excuse me. Where is that? Thank you, Illinois Sanctuary. They do love African hair. I'm not even kidding you. But it's not. It's not exhibit. I mean, it's not. It's human hair. Yeah. You know. But anyway, I was gonna say something else, but let's just leave that alone. How long to receive a receipt notice after being filed? It depends on what you filed. So I've been waiting for 10 years card for 13 months now, and my citizenship application for 2 months. It's really frustrating, and I want to travel. What can I do? Why can't you travel? You have extension. What's stopping you from traveling with your extension? That's the whole point of having the extension notice. It says there that you can work and travel, unless you just don't want to leave the country because of your pending. But there's nothing that stops you from traveling. Hello, Mr. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 without getting a visa. Bye. Where have you been? Good to see you. Okay. Opening several browsers can slow down your computer. Yeah, I know. I do know. Knock on wood, is still going strong, but I know. Yeah. Hey, I just don't want to have to log out, and no, I need it open. I can't even tell you how many people, um, even my IT guy is like, Abby, like this is gonna kill it. I know, but it's more frustrating for me trying to open a browser and log in, and everything is logged in. All I need is my print. That's all. So it is what it is. Can a 10-year green card holder be deported based on false accusations by your spouse? So generally, when you get your 10-year green card, for the most part, you're good. But the fact that you have a green card does not mean you cannot be placed in removal proceedings, because USCI still holds reserves the right to rescind a green card even after you've been granted your 10-year green card, if there is reason to believe that you were not eligible for that green card, or if, for instance, you get charged with a deportable offense that may place you in removal proceedings. So, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but that's just the truth. Eleanor Sanctuary, great question. At Boomy7821, what category? See, I've been talking about that. So people are listening because you would think that's the first thing I would add, but I guess, yeah, you've been listening. At Boomy7821, what category did you put in your 765 application? That it should have been my question. Illinois Sanctuary is just asking the first question I should have asked. What category? Let's see if she answered. League finger. No, she's done well. But I love the meat pie. I'm telling you. Sherry, I mean, you remember meat pie, I mean, that you just because there's a place in Atlanta whenever I go to Atlanta that I have to stop by. Well, not having, but that's the only place that has meat pie that is decent, unless someone can tell me something. But when you have meat pie where there's actually real meat and it's not just that, and it's rich. Y'all need to. I'm not even kidding. I don't play with my food. If it's not good, I wouldn't even tell you anything. But if something is good, it is good. And y'all like Barrow, it's just what it is. Um, so and if you go on her page at lick finger underscore, if you're hungry, don't go on her page. Let me just let you know. Because if you're hungry. And the shipping is what really got me. Now the food is good, but the vacuum sealed. I mean, this lady knows what she's doing. I packaging for me because I have OCD. Like I have OCD. Like I'm the kind of person that if you move my stuff 1 inch, I would know. So don't touch my stuff. See, that's probably why I'm single. so, um, so packaging gets me. Presentation is everything, and just try it. You'll see. Try it. You'll see. There's no interview for that. So okay. At Bumi, what EAD category did you file? I have two EADs, both expire in 2024. First arrived in June as combo and advanced parole, and the other arrived later says not valid for reentry, and my case is based on val. Please, can I still travel? Generally, you should be able to, but that's information, that general information, nothing specific to your case. If your 10-year green card is pending, if you get a divorce, will it affect your case? If your divorce is final before you get your 10-year green card, then you have to switch over to self-petition divorce ground. If not, then you will risk being granted a 10-year green card when you did not qualify for that as a joint petition on a joint petition, and you may run into trouble when you apply for citizenship. Can someone using work to file NIW as international student that is using OPT? I don't understand that question at all. Can someone using work to file NIW as international student that is using OPT? Oh, okay. Can F1 student using OPT in a company file NIW? Yes. Yep. Gotta protect your peace. Anything or anyone that takes away from my peace, I cut off. I just don't have. I don't do drama. There's no other way to put. I don't. I'm all the drama that I need in my life. I'm yeah, I'm all the drama I need. Okay, so this is okay. Let's try to get as many as I can still. Olu underscore success board. What is your question? I don't see where you put a question here. Can someone that came into the U.S. through Mexico border and without I-94 adjust status? Generally, no, because that's entry without inspection. There are limited situations where you can adjust status even if you enter without inspection one time. That would include an example would be of our case. Okay, y'all saying answer my question, but I'm reading the questions. I requested for abeyance on I-45 because I wanted to file for violence since my spouse refused to go for I-130 interview. It was granted, an interview was canceled. How can we resume the marriage petition? You request them to reopen it. Why would you want to do that though? Thank you, Ms. Almaji. Why would you want? Let me try. Okay, let me see. Maybe these questions are here. Okay. What have you seen to be the wait time for C9 EAD? Anywhere from 7 months to 15 months. I've also seen what I call unicorn cases being approved in 2 months. It just depends. Okay. All right, people. I've been in the U.S. for 7 years. Can I still file for asylum if you have circumstances that will justify and fit within the exceptions to filing within the 1 year statutory period? Can someone divorce and remarry immediately then file for the new spouse? There is a law that prevents you if you got your green card through marriage. Generally, you can't, and then you remarry. Generally, you cannot file for the new spouse within 5 years unless you are able to prove the marriage you got your green card through was good faith, and then in addition to proving good faith in your current marriage. Okay. If your I-751 and N-400 got denied because your spouse, okay, that's gotta, I think I'm gonna have to, I probably lost you guys on Instagram. Sorry. Am I back? I think I lost you on Instagram real for so anyway, okay. Let me know if I'm back on Instagram. Let's see. Am I back on Instagram? Set an alarm. My life revolves around alarms and reminders. Okay, 751 and 400 got denied because your spouse didn't. Okay, thank you, Ms. Gilma. Show up due to medical reasons. What should the person do? If you're not past the time to reopen, to file a motion to reopen or reconsider, it won't get better. I like Mr. Elijah. I'm telling you, he's been through it. He's telling you from experience. Just wait, it gets better. And he has his own green card and all approval. Green card, right? Now I think approval, green card, one of the two. But listen, it gets better. If you're still within the time frame to file motion to reopen, then that's what I would say to do. And then for your N400, you can file the N336 if you're still within the time frame to do that. If not, you may have to refile. Hello, Tutuola Ahmed. Thank you. The food ordering code, she's on Instagram at lick finger. At lick finger _. I'll put it up here real quick. I think I may be wrong, but I think that's what it is. Lick finger _. Mr. Lufemi is on the screen, so that is, and it's on Instagram too. Thank you, Illinois. I'm not kidding. If you don't like it, but I can say you get your money back because it become money business. It become money business. I'll be shocked if you don't like it for real. But that's it on the screen and on Instagram if you say. But it is good. Like I cannot wait to get my second order. And then my ex-husband says that she ship everything to my house. Shetty, you don't tempt people into the Bible when you like chocolate. The all kind of varieties. I mean, you can't blame the person if you come back and there's no chocolate left, right? There's a possibility that somebody delivered it to my house. You may not get your snacks, but hey, just saying. But anyway, all right, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you guys always, always, always. But there I see many, many questions and many comments about time frame. Number one, I shouldn't do it. I can't promise you. No, I won't man, no matter. I mean, you can blame it on the children. She will long magic. I wasn't looking at your kids ate everything, and I'll keep mine. He may be watching you, but there has to be commission when you use my address to deliver stuff for you. And if I'm supposed to put stuff in my how did you know? He will sell me out for real. He would just say it because it's his mother's child. He would just say it. But there's got to be commission if you're going to use my refrigerator, my something for you until you're able to come get it. How about? I appreciate you too, Mr. Olajumeji. I mean, but Olajumeji is one person, Miss Bella was another where people have been patient. They've gone through it. And I'm one person too. Mine happened years and years ago, but we've all been through it. And that's why for me, it's beyond, it's beyond a job. I know my client was saying yesterday in court when the judge was asking for different things, and I was just pulling everything out and giving it to the judge, and she was like, you come prepared. I'm like, I do. I am messing with this because people's lives are on the line. But I just want to say that let's be patient in all this because we may want to rush things, and that's the human. That's being human, right? But then we have to understand that God works with His own time. His ways are different from our ways, and His thoughts are different from our thoughts. But the one thing I know beyond anything is that God is always on time. He's never late. There's nothing delayed in our lives. Ojulokwe says, we are the ones who think it's not happening when at the time it should happen. But who are we to decide what time our blessings should come? Our place is to believe that we have asked in prayer and believe that it shall manifest at the time that God decides for it to manifest, because the time He chooses for it to manifest is the appointed time and the best time that you will come fully established in your blessing. And so God doesn't do things halfway. It's got to be so that His glory your life, and He will elevate you even in the midst and the presence of your enemies, that He will rise and no one can bring you down. That's full completion, and that's what God does. So all of this is just a matter of time. People are going to reach us, and then when people get there is their own blessings. All we can do right at that point is to rejoice with them, knowing fully well that ours is on the way. Thank you, the noise. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Bennett. That's it. Ours is on the way. Just things may look impossible. Like how can this be? How will this work? What is the solution? Where is the breakthrough? But the one thing that never fails is when we set our eyes upon the Lord. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord who makes heaven and earth. As long as we set our eyes and we're fixated on Him, everything else that is a distraction would not bother us, because we are focused, and we know that our help is not in what we can do. Our help is not in what any man or woman at an immigration office is going to say. It comes from God. And because it constantly and forever will be the one in charge of every human that He has breathed into existence, then He's able to turn things that look impossible into testimonies. And so shall it be for each and every one of us. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.